erupted over Diddy, exposing all the private details in a shocking Netflix documentary series. The rumors surrounding Diddy continue to intensify, with many speculating that he has been lying about numerous matters. As the controversy unfolds, 50 Cent has made it clear that he's not holding back, revealing truths that have been hidden for years. This explosive revelation is making waves in the entertainment industry, leaving fans and critics alike questioning the true nature of Diddy's actions and reputation.
And, I'm not the partying type. You know what I mean? I ain't never been to a Diddy party. I ain't never really wanted to go. But I don't go to a lot of people parties. That just ain't what I'm in it for.
And somewhat grounded accusations against Jay-Z and Beyoncé. People believe that over the years, Jay-Z's connections to R. Kelly and P. Diddy mean that he at the very least knew about some of the stuff they were up to, and possibly was even involved, especially when lawyers involved in Diddy's case right now are saying things like that.
Last September, Ice Cube casually made a statement on stage in Las Vegas that would soon unravel an unexpected story. While performing at the Yamova Theater, he boldly told the audience that neither he, WC, nor 50 Cent had ever attended one of Diddy's notorious freak-off parties. Initially, it seemed like a standard attempt to distance himself from rumors, but by denying any connection to those infamous tapes, Ice Cube inadvertently shifted the spotlight elsewhere onto Jay-Z, the manager of Beyoncé. The clip quickly went viral, with fans rallying behind Cube and 50 Cent as they confidently declared,
And I'm gonna tell you right now, me and Dub C ain't never been to a Diddy party, motherfucker.
Thank God!
You ain't gotta worry about us on them motherfucking tapes. Now check this out.
Diddy. You're hearing Diddy everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
So, did you ever have any kind of run-in with Diddy? Did you ever do anything with Diddy? Any projects you worked on with him?
He produced a few records, or had his producers do a few records on my War and Peace album, the Peace Disc. Yeah.
How was he to work with?
It was cool. He gave us great music. We flew out to New York, and I was mainly in the studio with the producer. He had a stable of producers, so I was in the studio with his stable of producers, and I think we did some great music. And I really, kind of, lost contact with him and really stopped, dealing with Puffy around 94.
You don't believe in that ghostwriting stuff, right?
No, I don't. I think that's messed up the game.
Yeah.
Especially you got. So let's go back to artists bragging on the plaques and shit they got, and they didn't even write. You bragging on record by committee.
Oh shit!
It's just real. Like that's why the game is twisted.
Imagine you found out Jay-Z never wrote his. Like you would look at him so different.
You look at everybody different when you find out they don't like the shit. Yeah, in hip hop, it's like you're an MC or you're a vocalist. Which one?
One of the most shocking developments in this case is the lawsuit filed by former dancer Adria Sherry English, where she reveals a series of unsettling events. According to her court filings, she was hired by Diddy in 2004 for legitimate gigs, initially earning just a few $100s for her performances. However, what started as a seemingly straightforward job soon took a dark turn, as English describes how the situation escalated into something far more disturbing than she could have ever anticipated.
Photos from P. Diddy's notorious white parties over the years are starting to resurface. Here's one in the year 2000 with his then-girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez. And the Daily Mail just dropped an article that includes a video of P. Diddy on a balcony talking to his guests. He says, quote, "Kids have an hour left, then this thing turns into something that when you get older, this is something y'all gonna want to come to. So let's just start to get our groove on, put the kids away, it's all good." He started throwing these parties back in 1998, and the last official party took place in Los Angeles in 2009. They were attended by a ton of A-listers, including Leonardo DiCaprio, Mariah Carey, Tommy Lee, and the Daily Mail included other photos as well that are probably too inappropriate for TikTok, so I'm not including them in this video.
A crucial piece of evidence in English's lawsuit is a Miami booking invoice from July 2004, which unmistakably identifies Beyoncé Knowles as the performer, while Jay-Z, under the name Jay Carter, is listed as her manager. This document provides a clear link between the two, shedding light on their professional relationship during that period and raising questions about the nature of their collaboration.
I am wildly shook at this. You're going to want to hear this. One of Diddy's accusers, Adria English, alleged to Lionel B on YouTube that one of the people she was trafficked to at the hands of Diddy was someone very high profile and even royalty. What do you guys think?
Actually, when I got there, it was just about dancing. That's all he talked to me about, dancing. He took us all in a room. He's in a room in the mansion. You can see it. We in a room. It's like a bedroom. He was like, get ready, get dressed. And, you know, at the end of the night, I'm gonna make sure I take care of you guys and everything like that. And I was like, cool. I'm from Cali. I'm happy. Looking around, it's all these New York artists, people I grew up on, Diddy. And I'm hyped up. I'm like a groupie in there. I'm not knowing they looking at me like somebody because I came from doing porn. I'm a stripper. Now I'm in my 20s. I'm 46 now. I was 20 something. I'm not knowing they looking at me like a certain thing until now. Mary J. Blige, her original husband that, you know, ended up, you know, breaking up with her. I got Paris Hilton. I got Diana Ross. I got Evan Ross. Everybody. Jacob the jeweler, Diddy. I mean, everybody. I'm just
what were they doing in these pictures? Like, what kind of
these pictures? It was regular pictures.
Okay.
Just at the party, you know, we doing it, you know, just regular party pictures. Now, Diddy had 3 different stages set up in his mansion. So it's a stage right here, but in his house, not a big stage, but just elevated. He wanted us to be, it's 3 of us. So he had Tamiko right here, me right here, me right here. Our job was to dance for 45 minutes. And then it was literally our job to get off the stage and go drink. When we drink, I felt fucked up. You know, I felt so fucked up because I was paid as a stripper at Lyrica. I know what it takes to be drunk. I felt way more fucked up. I ain't gonna say nothing about it, you know. We were instructed to only drink from certain liquor bottles. Girls don't drink the guy champagne. Girls don't drink the boy champagne. And all the champagne was laced with ketamine, like horse tranquilizer, ecstasy. That's not allegedly. We were all doped up. And to this day, I believe we all, and I know I do, have a chemical imbalance. Like whenever I drink anything, it could be 1 glass of wine, all of a sudden I'm a stripper, I'm a P-star, like my mind, I just black out and I'm that. I'm She Diddy. Oh, wow. You know, Orlando Brown running around like I'm Puff. He not really act like it to everybody else. Everybody looking like he want attention, like he wilding, like, but it's something about when he you that he stood over you, like infusing himself into you while you laid there unconscious. And it's like it became a part of you because after a certain amount, they started calling me She Diddy. She was only 11 years old when she was kidnapped and drugged with jelly beans and flown on a private jet to New York. In that picture, and with the girl on Diddy's lap with the D&G sweater, that's her. She's 11 years old in that picture. They put those clothes on her. They did her makeup.
The evidence becomes even more concrete. We uncovered a paparazzi shot from South Beach in the summer of 2003, showing Jay-Z seated at a VIP table with Diddy, Russell Simmons, Andre Harrell, and others. Dressed in a dark suit, he leans in, focused on the action. Another lesser-known photo from August 2004 shows Beyoncé near the stage at the same venue, her eyes fixed on the security. No one denies her presence there. The invoice backs it up, and the booking confirms that Jay-Z, in his role as her manager, authorized it.
And then if I am a guest, the audacity of me thinking I could just come in some little go-go shorts and a bikini top to somebody's exclusive white party with all kind of millionaires, and I'm a guest of who? But I'm their guest, and I'm gonna just show up like that, not a nice elegant gown or nothing. I'm gonna just show up all hoochie mama? No. I was on his event staff, but that's how they got away with putting me in there without trying to give me no employee credit. Right. And then I found out later Another reason why they put me in the Vibe magazine is so all the guys who wanted extras would know who to look for at the parties and to laugh at me because they took advantage of me after they drugged me and I was unconscious. The Fed said, well, allegedly, I'm not going to say, someone said that when they did the raid, I'm on them tapes and there's multiple A-list celebrities running a train on me, including certain people.
As Jay became more involved in Beyoncé's career, an insider told Celebuzz that Beyoncé's dad was pushed to the side. The insider added, "There's no bigger controller than Jay. Beyoncé is great, but she'd be a little lower on the totem pole if it weren't for hooking up with Jay." The insider said Beyoncé went from being under the control of her dad to being under the control of her husband. And as much as she wanted to make her own decisions, there was always a man around pulling her strings. Beyoncé severed ties with her dad and fired him as her manager in 2011 amid accusations of theft. She now has her own management company called Parkwood Entertainment. Beyoncé said she had been through it all in terms of betrayals and heartbreaks. She wrote, "I have had disappointments in business partnerships as well as personal ones, and they all left me feeling neglected, lost, and vulnerable." In another essay, she wrote how coming from a lineage of broken male-female relationships, abuse of power and mistrust affected her. Many people hoped Beyoncé would break free from the generational curse that appeared to be wreaking havoc in her life. But instead, she and Jay welcomed twins in 2017. And if you watched our Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake video, then you've already heard the term Band-Aid baby, which is a term that's used to describe a child that's conceived in order to help a couple's failing relationship. Were the twins Band-Aid babies? We're unsure.
So, when Ice Cube asserts that he never bothered to show up, he's emphasizing the gravity with which Jay-Z treated these parties. He didn't just manage Beyoncé's career, he controlled her place on the guest list, decided where she stood, who she interacted with, and who had access to her. That's the real twist in this narrative. The power couple, celebrated for their chart-topping hits and billion-dollar tours, also held influential positions behind the scenes at the most secretive and powerful gatherings in hip-hop.
20, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire.
Wait, so hold on. Why is there chatter about Jay-Z being in the same club as Diddy? Allegedly, it's because of his interest in young girls. So rumor has it that Jay-Z exploits young women in the industry, young enough to be his own daughter. Now, if you've been following Jay-Z closely, you'll know that he's far from the wholesome family man he portrays himself to be. So Jay-Z has been under scrutiny for quite some time. Do you guys remember when he was romantically involved with Foxy Brown? Yeah, she was just 15 years old and he was 27. That raised more than a few eyebrows. But wait, there's more. Jay-Z maintains close friendships with Diddy, Russell Simmons, and R. Kelly, each of whom has faced allegations related to their relationships with underage girls. Now, with fresh evidence coming to light, it won't be long before Jay-Z has to address these shady connections to Diddy.
You want to know why there is no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere. Forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common professionally.
This is my boss, my old boss, and my good friend Andre Harrell. This is Russell Simmons. You know, this is like, you know, it came under his wing, trying to follow in his footsteps for years. they taught me so much. I feel everybody needs somebody to teach them, but you also got to be humble enough and willing to learn.
His learned behavior from the people that mentored him. He learned from Andre Harrell. He learned from Russell Simmons. He learned from Clyde Davis.
Think about it. Beyoncé was just 18 when she first shot to fame with Destiny's Child, while Jay-Z was already a seasoned mogul in his early 30 seconds. He had built Roc-A-Fella Records, signed major acts, and locked in game-changing deals. She was still finding her footing. For years, fans have wondered how she rose to stardom so quickly, and now, this invoice offers a new perspective on that rapid ascent. Her manager wasn't just securing opportunities for her, he was ensuring she had a place at Diddy's exclusive events. It wasn't just about networking, it was a calculated form of gatekeeping, controlling her access to the industry's most powerful circles.
I mean, they was doing their thing, I was doing mine. And, I'm not the partying type. You know what I mean? I ain't never been to a Diddy party. I ain't never really wanted to go, but I don't go to a lot of people parties. That just ain't what I'm in it for. You've been to one, you've been to them all.
Are you surprised at what things are coming out with Diddy at all, or you have no idea? It's none of my business. You'll live longer. Kind of like the mindset.
I'm surprised. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip hop? It's hip hop is the Wild West. So you're gonna have the good, you're gonna have the bad, you're gonna have the ugly.
You think he's being targeted, or some of the stuff he's got, there's credibility on what they're coming after him with the tapes and the feds and raiding his Miami home, his LA home?
And what did her parents think about her dating someone 12 years older than her? Despite Jay leaving the streets behind and making positive changes to be a better person, it appeared that Beyoncé's dad, Matthew, could see right through him. Because, as they say, game recognized game. During a November 2006 interview with NPR, Matthew was asked, "Tell us what you really thought about Jay-Z as the guy for your daughter." Matthew's answer was, "What went through my mind was next question. Did you get that? Next." The London Mirror also quoted Matthew as saying he didn't care for Jay at all. He added, "No, I'm not close to him. He is not somebody I like to spend time with."
Beyonce is losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say so?
I mean, probably not, considering she's going to be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals. Diddy is a drug dealer, and so is Jay-Z.
Those parties had a much darker side. Multiple lawsuits have claimed that private rooms were set up for sex acts, with reports suggesting that Diddy told guests the bedrooms were off limits if they wanted to remain discreet. Now, imagine being 18 or 19, trying to navigate fame in an industry dominated by men. Your husband, who also happens to be your manager, is handling your bookings and arranging your security. And one of those events involves coerced sex performances. What do you do in such a situation? How do you reconcile the pressure to comply with the system you're trapped in while maintaining control over your own career and safety?
After meeting each other in the year 2000, Jay-Z and Beyoncé began dating in 2001, when Beyoncé was 19 and Jay-Z was 31, which was already a little strange right off the bat. Regardless, both of them were already fairly successful as artists. Jay-Z had multiple successful albums out, had hit the Billboard charts a few times, and had also worked with artists like Mariah Carey, Biggie, and Kanye. He also created his record label Roc-A-Fella Records. Around the same time, Beyoncé was coming up with Destiny's Child, and they also had their fair share of chart-topping hits. And despite the crazy amount of success that they already had, as I'm sure most of you guys know, they went on to become some of the biggest artists ever. With Jay-Z becoming a huge music mogul aside from his personal success as an artist, Jay-Z's been called the greatest rapper of all time by multiple publications, and Beyoncé has been named one of the greatest vocalists and entertainers of all time as well. So these two were destined to become a power couple, and that's exactly what they became. The two have collaborated on multiple songs over the years, which helped both of their careers. Jay-Z has released iconic albums like The Blueprint
Blueprint and 444. Some of their imagery in their music videos has also garnered some attention. For example, in the music video for Jay-Z's song On to the Next One, there's imagery like crucifixes and skulls that resemble Baphomet, which many people think is referencing the Illuminati or Jay-Z selling a soul to the devil. And Beyoncé has also been suspected of this stuff for similar reasons. For example, some people believe that playing her song Single Ladies backwards reveals a bunch of meanings like the world will bow to me, people's tears will fall. I mean, some of the comments on this video just go to show how many crazy things people were thinking. And I'm going to interject my opinion here real quick. When you play a song backwards and someone tells you what to hear, you're probably going to hear that thing. That's just how your brain works, and it's kind of like the whole Yanny and Laurel thing. So that's not good evidence at all. Regardless, for this and her other imagery, people thought she too was in the Illuminati. On top of all of that stuff, a lot of people point to this clip of Kanye calling out Jay-Z, asking Jay not to kill him, and instead asking Jay to call him.
I've been sent here to give y'all my truth, even at the risk of my own life, even at the risk of my own success, my own career. I've been sent here to give y'all the truth. Jay-Z called me, bro. You still ain't called me. Jay-Z called me. Hey, bro. Jay-Z, I know you got killers. Please don't send them at my head.
Or even went on to say that there would be some eyebrow-raising names, which is why people think Jay-Z is involved. Diddy and Jay-Z have been friends since the 90s, when they were both going up in the music industry. They even collaborated on a track in 1990.
Some might argue that Beyoncé had no choice but to trust Jay-Z's decisions, but others believe that Jay-Z crossed a boundary by managing more than just her career. He controlled her image, her safety, and seemingly her involvement in parties where exploitation took place. That invoice stands as undeniable evidence, a document that no PR team can spin. Fast forward to 2016, when Beyoncé released Lemonade, revealing her struggle with infidelity, betrayal, and emotional pain. Jay-Z responded with 444, an album brimming with apologies. At the time, we saw those works as chapters in a marital narrative, but now a third layer emerges: party tapes and invoices. These financial records now sit alongside the lyrics, painting a more intricate picture of power, control, and the will to survive.
One sip of my beverage and the whole side of my face felt like I had a stroke.
When I was at Diddy's parties, I met Diddy.
Just be aware. Diddy's the host and Diddy is the leader.
We were like these little rabbits and they were like these wolves that would surround you. And you felt like you were fresh meat. Yeah.
American rapper Chrissy Rock allegedly claims that this happened while she was at Diddy party.
Diddy party? We went to the little private area because he had a house behind his house. Like he had a backyard with his backyard with a fattest bed. Me and Lemmy go upstairs. They tell him that he can't bring his security. He went in with no security, so it's just me and Lemmy. We go up in there. We go upstairs. He like, "What's up, Diddy? You met Krishan. You gave her kisses on the cheek." And then he grabbed Lemmy by his neck. It was like, "But do you with her? Like, don't play with her. All she needs is love. Don't play with her. Don't play with her." And I didn't understand that till my checks start coming back short from the subscriptions of Crazy in Love. He started putting people, like personally putting people that doesn't me that I had like street beef with on the show.
What's your thoughts on this?
Another resurfaced video of Diddy that did not age well.
What's the ingredient? What do you do to make just an amazing killer party? Because
this is what you need to do. Women, beautiful women. Beautiful men for the ladies, of course. We need alcohols.
Right.
Alcohols.
Right. Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols.
Right.
Some water. A lot of ladies drink water at parties. They just, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but rock with me. But just check it out. You need a lot of heat. You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning. No. Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
Rumors of a divorce are swirling with increasing intensity. Reports indicate that Beyoncé has sought advice from leading family law attorneys, while Jay-Z has reportedly contacted criminal defense lawyers. Whispers from insiders suggest that prenup clauses may be linked to those party records, raising questions about their potential legal implications. Could those very invoices put them at risk? Could they threaten to unravel the empire they've worked so hard to build over the years?
She instantly broke the internet, okay? On the album's fourth track, Sorry, Queen Bee calls out an unfaithful partner and ends the song by saying, he better call Becky with the good hair. You guys heard that, right? Well, many people are speculating that Becky's actually fashion designer Rachel Roy and that she was the cause of the infamous elevator fight between Jay and Beyonce's sister Solange back in 2014.
Basically, she had to come to terms with the fact that her man was disloyal. I couldn't really, and I wasn't really trying to even hear that side because let's be honest, man, a lot of times when we cheat, it's a pretty selfish thing, okay? If you really thought about what the other person would think, you probably wouldn't do it. So you're doing it really out of selfishness. Now, of course, Jay-Z's name was dragged through the mud, but I mean, they are together. They have a beautiful daughter and they have now twins. So we knew that they got past it somehow. So we were all wondering, when was Jay-Z going to respond? And he did respond on his new album, 444, okay? He responded with the title track where he really addressed everything that Beyonce really laid out on her album, okay? Now, he started off in just the boldest way possible by saying, look, I apologize, often womanized, took for my child to be born to see through a woman's eyes, took for these natural twins to believe in miracles, and then he goes to explain how much he was doing dirt and how much he was thinking of it in the wrong way.
Ice Cube never explicitly names Jay-Z, but by distancing himself, he handed both investigators and fans a solid lead. He redirected attention to those who were present at those notorious parties, and the paper trail says it all undeniable. So, what impact does all of this have on Beyoncé's legacy and Jay-Z's empire? The next time you watch their Super Bowl halftime show or stream Renaissance, remember the backstage dealings, the invoice bearing her name and his signature. These weren't mere networking events. They were part of a realm where fame and exploitation intertwined. And it was Ice Cube's comment that forced us to face this uncomfortable reality.
Jay-Z and Beyonce appeared to be the perfect couple, but all that changed in May after the world saw Solange laid a smackdown on Jay in an elevator.
Since the couple divorce rumors have been non-stop, with each day bringing about a new story of an imminent split.
Probably not what they were planning while in the middle of their first co-headlining tour. Or is it?
Ooh, the rumors. In a recent article, Billboard.com speculated that the entire ordeal might just be a bit of carefully orchestrated tour promotion.
That's right. PR crisis manager Jonathan Hay told Billboard the fight could have been a ploy to get both regular and entertainment news outlets to talk about the couple and promote their tour in the process, saying, always consider the timing in these situations. That staged elevator fight hit the news immediately before the release of their On the Run tour trailer video. They created a compelling spectacle, which ultimately creates a demand.
Okay, I get what he's saying with that, but I really don't think the scuffle was made up. I think it was completely genuine. And if it was just a ploy for publicity, you would have think that they'd make Solange look a bit better.
This story is just beginning, with more court documents to comb through, hidden photos locked away in archives, and potential witnesses who could step forward as their names become connected to Cube's denial. We're committed to unpacking it all for you, so stay tuned. If this video has shed light on things for you, be sure to subscribe and give us a like if you want more in-depth breakdowns like this. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments about Jay-Z's influence on Beyoncé's early career and the significance of these party records. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.